My name is Stephanie Elizabeth Fields. I am from Henderson, North Carolina, and I'm the owner of Sugarfoot. Are you from Henderson? Oh, okay. I'm like, is we probably related or something like that? There's like maybe 30 families total there. I own Sugarfoot. If you guys had the pepper jelly meatballs outside earlier today, we made those. Thank you. I am from the northern, almost eastern part of North Carolina, on the Virginia border. Not Appalachia, not Hendersonville, no coal mining, no mountains. To clarify further, we eat our barbecue chopped, soaking in vinegar. Yes, and our hush puppies look like this. Henderson is quite frankly a beautiful place. It's green all through the spring and the summer. We have this amazing body of water called Carr Lake. People come from all over North Carolina and Virginia to visit. We are within a 1-hour drive of Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. Or if you're into March Madness, NC State, Duke, and Carolina, go Heels. My mom went to Carolina. We love Jesus. Love Jesus. Love him. A lot of our social life and a lot of our political views involve the church. Not mine, but anyway. But in Henderson, which is now a dead mill town, we're also the working poor, or more often the I want to get hired, but I can't get a job poor. Over the course of 30 years, 20 manufacturing plants, some 2-3 city blocks long, have closed one by one by one. And instead of leaving, people dig in and they stay. And they get more disenfranchised and more disillusioned and angrier. They blame. They blame. Teenagers sell weed like cocaine. Heroin deaths are rising, and 36% of people where I grew up live at the poverty level. It is very hard to find hope or a mentor or a career path. Survival and success almost always means you have to leave. Henderson is racially primarily black, 60%. Secondarily white, and Hispanic third. I remember being asked recently, did your family mean to raise you in a majority black town? And I was like, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. But no, they did not. I grew up immersed in 2 different cultures. Southern black at school, Southern white at home, that did not always like the Southern black part, which is so confusing. My family regularly, daily, used the N-word. Or sometimes the more inventive sand N-word to describe anyone who may be perceived as Middle Eastern. In the worst, horrible fights that my parents had, my dad would call my mom an N-word lover. The summer after I graduated high school, I waited tables at my Uncle White's restaurant called The Cardinal. It's at a dead-end road. It's a greasy spoon. It doesn't exist anymore. And every day between 2 and 4 o'clock, we had no business, and we'd sit down, and he would make me a huge, and I mean cereal bowl, like giant bowl of cheese grits with cheese eggs on top. And we would talk, and he would tell me all of my family's dirty secrets, and I would challenge him. I was a vegetarian, and I had friends that didn't look like me. And he one day looked at me, and he laughingly said, I want you to know that I still love you, even though you love black boys. And I was like, I've never had a boyfriend. Okay. But later I looked back and I realized what he meant was, I like you even though you like black people. And it was twofold. He meant, I love and I accept you. But it's also like so many things that happen in the South, the rural South around race. It was complicated, it was complex, and it was fucked up. When I went to college, my roommate's mom did not like me because she thought I talked too black. Do you guys remember a TV show called A Different World? It was a Cosby spinoff. Love that show. I did not know that was about an HBCU because it looked like high school, and I thought it's what college would look like. I wore my hair in cornrows a lot because I thought it was beautiful. Although race was an active daily part of my regular life, I was so naive. Okay, I've never called anybody the N-word, But I have said stupid shit to my black friends, and I still do. I try, but I still do. And this is important. I've told you all this stuff and how my family spoke. I'm white. I am white, I will always be white, and I walk through the world white. So it's a little weird and awkward sometimes, but I'm still protected. For every bit of gender class I didn't get or financial privilege, I have all the skin privilege in the world. Fun fact about Henderson, North Carolina, is you can still call the KKK. The phone number is 252-492-7000. I shit you not, if somebody takes their cell phone out right now, it will ring, and Grand Wizard, Mr. Bobbitt, will have a voicemail to tell you all about what he hates this week. I'm gonna let you hear it. This is the end of the current outgoing message. I apologize if you can even understand through his accent that it's offensive.
Pale picture and white power. Damn the clips.
Yep, that's where I grew up. So, I started my food business, Sugarfoot, officially with La Cocina in August of 2013, and I hope to open a cafeteria-style meet and three in San Francisco's Portola in the fall of this year. Thanks. If anyone would like to own a piece of a Southern restaurant, or if you have a cool $100,000 in your basement, I am not kidding, y'all, this is expensive. Or in your mattress or in a coffee can, which is how my family hides money, please see me at the end of the night, and I need an investor. I'm not joking, there's a lot of you here. This is an investor presentation. The meatballs were good. I was taught to cook by my grandmother, my Meemaw, Anne Franklin, who ran a meet and three called Dabney Jive Restaurant until she died really young in her late 50s due to lung cancer. In North Carolina, we have a joke that tobacco is our unofficial state flower. Lung cancer is an issue. My mom, my Uncle White, who I told you about earlier, such a good cook, and my Aunt Yvonne, and they both still co-own TL's Country Kitchen in Manteo, North Carolina. I will share something with you, a gigantic room full of strangers, that I have honestly told a handful of people in my life. I almost closed Sugarfoot 1 month after I opened it because I had a classic business conundrum, a crisis of conscience. It was September 3rd, 2013, 3 months after Paula Dean and her brother Bubba got caught being racist as hell, and Mr. Michael W. Twitty wrote an open letter to her. I'll share a line from that letter. We are surrounded by culinary injustice where some Southerners take credit for things that enslaved Africans and their descendants played key roles in innovating. And that is when I had to confront it, and I had to make a choice to not be some Southerner. For the first time, and why this never occurred to me, I'll never understand, but for the first time I said out loud, there is no Southern food without slavery. None. Zero. There is no Southern food without Native Americans and everything we took from them and learned from them and we still continue to take. It doesn't exist. There's no grits without Native Americans. You mix all that pain and all that taking in European food cultures and there's Southern food. My food. Is it my food? Can't separate okra and collard greens and barbecue and my cheese grits from all that. You cannot have one truth without the other. So what did I do? I talked to a bunch of my friends across race and class and gender, and I asked them to talk to me, not to absolve me, but to talk to me and tell them what they really thought, to be real with me. And then I went and I did more research. Again, also not to absolve myself, but to educate myself. And ultimately, I came to the conclusion that I am Southern and that I had to eat something. And I'm from the middle of nowhere. I mean, I didn't know what hot tea was. I didn't know what chamomile tea was until I was 17. I thought bagels were fancy. Like, I really didn't understand anything. But a part of this is mine too, but I cannot undo the pain. I can't undo the shame. I can't undo the history. But what I can do is acknowledge where this food comes from. And I can be grateful and I can be kind, which no matter what you see in the news is the real South. At least it's my version of it. You notice where I live now, though. I love y'all. Please let me stay. We're almost done. They say that travel creates empathy, right? I agree with that statement, but I want to take it a step further and tell you what I really believe creates empathy. Being a member of a tribe that's not yours, but still is, somehow. Because I grew up in Henderson when Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Alton Sterling and black man after black man and black woman get killed at the hands of police, and it's videotaped and they die. That's my childhood friends dying. And guess what? I'm safe. My two best friends in the whole world are gay, Corey and Olin. When Orlando happened, that's my family in that nightclub. I'm closer to them than people that I share blood with. And when I joined La Cocina, and I go into a kitchen every day where I'm the minority, which is a blessing, and it's filled with women of color and immigrants, and when you come for them with a travel ban or deportation, you are coming for me every time, because that is my home. But I'm still safe, right? I'm still safe. I'm still white. It's not me, but it's me. I'm nothing without them. I'm a shell. Black lives matter. Trans rights are human rights. The future is female. Love is love. No ban, no fucking wall. Resist. I want to thank La Cocina for more things that I could ever verbalize. Ever. I want to thank Bonnie and Natasha for producing this show and helping me get to this story. And I want to thank Michael Twitty. I don't know where you are right now, but I want to thank you directly. I want to thank you for the dedication to our food culture, and I'm glad that we can share it. And I want to thank you for the open letter that you wrote and the subsequent open letters that you wrote, because you held up a mirror to me when I needed it, and you continue to hold up a mirror. And it means so much to me, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all y'all for listening to my story, and I hope you have a wonderful night.